This is CNN Breaking News.
Special news reporting. This has just come in. The Walking Dead developer TELLTALE hit with devastating layoff as part of majority studio closure. TELLTALE Games is shutting down. I'm Poppy Harlow, and you're watching this special news reported of PEW News, the most trusted news source of all universes. Thank you for tuning in live on this special news report. TELLTALE Games is shutting down. They made a statement saying a small group of 25 employees staying on to fulfill the company's obligations to its board and partners. TELLTALE Games, which of course made such popular games like The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us. And this means a layoff of 225 people. That's a lot of people, but they will fulfill the obligations to its board and partners. They just released Walking Dead the final season. Episode 2 is supposed to come out next week, but apparently they're not gonna finish it. We're not gonna get the end of Clementine, the final story. Most likely they're not gonna release episode 3 and 4. What will they release, however, to appease the board and partners? Minecraft. Yeah, that's right. Netflix Minecraft the story. At least we will have that. Thank you, TELLTALE. So what happens to everyone that bought the Walking Dead final season? Now, a lot of people were very sad and upset about this. Obviously, it's a big problem. A lot of people lost their job. That's never something to be celebrated. Brandon, who's one of the developers on TELLTALE, said, "I got laid off TELLTALE. None of my sleepless nights and long hours on weekends trying to ship a game on time got me severance today. Don't work overtime unless you're paid for it, y'all. Protect your health. Companies don't care about you." So he's not getting even a severance package. People are just let go out of nowhere. Apparently, people even relocated cross country, and they were hiring people 2 weeks before this announcement. How crazy is that? Way to keep people in the dark. The good news out of all of this is that a lot of big companies have reached out and said, hey, don't worry, we got you. Blizzard reached out, anyone that's looking for a new job. Twitch reached out, same sentiment. DICE reached out, Paradox reached out, Epic Games reached out, Naughty Dog made a statement, Halo, Ubisoft, PlayerUnknown. All these big developing companies are opening their doors, and that's great. And I think, yes, it sucks that a lot of people lost their job, but if this is how they treat their employees anyway, then I'm sure they're gonna be better off. I know it sucks now, but TELLTALE's Walking Dead Season 1 was huge for my channel. A big chapter for my career even. When we played it, it was one of the most fun things I've ever done because we got to share this amazing experience with a huge pack of people that enjoyed it equal amount, and just sharing that as a group was incredible, and being so invested in the characters that in the end you were even crying. And I think a lot of people were so emotionally invested as well that they did the same thing. I'm super thankful for that, and I will never forget that. I think I'm so glad I have that experience. And even season 2 I thought was great. I loved it as well. As a fan of the series, to see it go down like this doesn't make me sad. It makes me really disappointed, because I'm mostly critical of things, not because out of nowhere, but because I know they can do better. I knew they can do better than this. That's why I'm upset. I'm pissed off. Even 2 years ago when I played Walking Dead Michonne, this was my reaction.
Down, deeper down.
I'm really disappointed. I think you can tell already. Very disappointed.
Why was I so disappointed? Well, because the whole experience was completely lackluster in compared to what they did with season 1. Do I expect them to top what they did originally every single time? Absolutely not. But to constantly introduce new characters over and over, to then just be met with an ending that felt like nothing really mattered, it's upsetting. Game of Thrones, I didn't even bother finishing. Batman, I didn't even continue playing because I wasn't invested enough. They released so many games, 2 seasons of Minecraft, Walking Dead Michonne, Walking Dead, all the DLCs, Guardians of the Galaxy. It ruined your eagerness to play more, which is such a shame because they did do really good games. And I know it sounds a bit childish to have that sentiment, but I think a lot of people agree with it. They just made too many games instead of focusing on the really good ones. Wolf Among Us was a series a lot of people were excited about. That was 5 years ago, and now we will never see it because of all these bad decisions. They kept adding new characters to everything. How many characters from the original season of The Walking Dead, which everyone played, so many people played, how many are left in the last season, just season 3? 1. It's Clementine. Everyone else is gone. How many people lasted from the Walking Dead DLCs? 0. How many people from Walking Dead Michonne, of those characters that you spend so many times trying to pick the right choices for, how many of those characters are in season 3? None. They just keep giving you more and more characters, and after a while you just don't care. Combine that with way too many games, you're just not invested anymore. Their engine has not been improved on until now. It's such a shame as well, because it seems like they're finally picking up their mistakes now when it's clearly too late. Their engine is incredibly buggy. The lip syncing is terrible, which it takes you out of the immersion. The graphic will just drop out of nowhere. You'll see characters appearing in the background and disappearing, and just awkward movements in general. It's just bad. And then finally, the illusions of a choice. When you play The Walking Dead, the first text that appears is, "This game series adapt to the choices you make. The story is tailored by how you play." This is not true. It's simply not true. I think most people know by now that when you play through a Telltale game, the ending will be exactly the same no matter what choices you make. But people didn't know this when they played season 1. You had that illusion of that you had a choice. When it said Clementine feels hurt, and people said restart the entire game, I think people share that sentiment. They were like, I really want to get the best outcome. I really care about these characters, so I'm gonna try my best to really pick the best outcome. But the more games they pump out, the more you realize it's just the same ending no matter what. And sometimes it was so transparent that you didn't even have to keep playing for more than a second to realize that your choice didn't even matter.
Do something! Stop! Damn it, Zachary! Now who's taking things too far?
I did.
Outside now!
Well, that was completely pointless.
It made no difference anyway. This is a reoccurring thing through Telltale games, and the more you notice it, the more it's impossible to miss. Now, Telltale has dealt with this criticism for a long time, and a lot of people have different opinions about it. Some, from PC Gamer example, saying, "I'm over the fact that choices don't really matter in Telltale game. Just enjoy the ride, man." Well, I saw other articles previously criticizing Telltale, saying that Telltale needs to add consequence to our actions so I can sit on the edge of my seat again and make heart-wrenching decisions that matter. We know what actually the majority think, because now they're shutting down because not enough people are buying their games anymore, because people don't feel that same way in engagement with them. And we know that it's not impossible to execute these interactive choices of games. We've seen it now in Detroit Become Human, where how many different outcomes, you get to see all of them. You understand that you can play the game very differently. If a character doesn't actually like you, if Hank will remember that, he will actually remember that, and it will change the story of the game and the outcome of the ending that you get. So a lot of people have been saying on Twitter, blaming Let's Players for the fact that the company is shutting down, which is not true. You have a lot of story games being more popular than ever. You have Stranger Things, for example, which literally saved the company by releasing a game in the very much the same style as The Walking Dead. You have Quantic Dream doing purely story-based game and doing great. And even if a game is a story with no interaction whatsoever, a visual novels, it will still drive attention to the game, and people will still want to experience it purely by themselves. I think the people that just decide to watch it aren't gonna buy the game regardless, so it doesn't really matter. You're not adding a sale to these people, but you're not taking one away anyway. I found Walking Dead through other Let's Plays, and I think they know that it was big for their game. that people played it online. Some of their games apparently were really good, like Batman and Borderlands. People said those were incredible. But all these bad ones like Walking Dead Mission just ruins it for everyone. And the thing is, they made games before Walking Dead. It was just that Walking Dead was their big hit. That's what really made them take off. But it was also technically their downfall. I'm so confident that things could have been differently. And that's why I'm not sad, I'm just disappointed. I don't know who makes the decision in the studio, but it seems like they have all kinds of strange internal conflict. The former CEO apparently sued Telltale Games, or tried to. The developers saying that they knew about all the issues and all the criticism that I have probably already brought up. They try to do the best, but most likely it's not the developers' fault, it's the people making the decision of the company itself. So I hope all the developers will find new homes. I'm sure they will. They seem like a lot of people have reached out, which I'm very happy about. I'm sad. I'm let down that we won't see the end of Clementine. I think that's such a shame. What a waste. I am incredibly thankful for what Walking Dead did for my channel, the Telltale Games, and it was such a great experience that I'm very, very thankful for. And to everyone that watched me playing these games, thank you for sharing those memories with me. I think it was incredible. And the ones that experienced it probably felt the same way. And I think that's why I'm so emotionally invested into this. That's why I'm so upset, even though for most people, they don't even care. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? What's your take on it? I wanted to summarize everything as good as I can because that's what I like to do. Hope it was enjoyable. I see you guys tomorrow. Bye.